All right, let's talk about three disappointing films from 2017. Okay, so this is the big guy, and we're going to talk about the disappointing films from 2017. Now, these are films that are not going to make it on the dishonorable mention list. They're not going to make it on the worst list. They are disappointing, though, because they didn't get higher grades than I thought they were going to get. And I only wrote down three films from 2017 that I was disappointed with. And no, Star Wars Last Jedi is not on that list, even though I know a lot of people were disappointed with that movie. I wasn't disappointed. I ended up giving that a B+. But I got three films that I was disappointed with. And as you can see, I'm wearing a Justice League shirt. So obviously that's one of the films we're going to be talking about. Let's start off with the Power Rangers movie. Now, I am a bit of a Power Rangers fan. I did like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show, and I did like some of the other Power Ranger shows like Time Force and Mystic Force, and SPD I did like a lot. So when I heard that they were going to do another Power Ranger movie, it was supposed to be a reboot of the franchise with different teenagers being the Power Rangers. You had the guy that plays Max's brother from Stranger Things playing the Red Ranger. You had the black kid from Me, Earl, the Dying Girl playing the Blue Ranger, and Naomi Scott played the Pink Ranger, and Becky G played the Yellow Ranger, and I forget who played the Black Ranger. And you had Bryan Cranston playing Zordon, which was cool because Bryan Cranston voiced some of the monsters that the Power Rangers went up against in the original Mighty Morphin show. You had Rita being played by Elizabeth Banks, which was cool. Here was the problem with the movie. Too much of the movie was focused on character development and not enough was focused on action. 3/4 of the movie is boring because it's focused so much on character development and training the teenagers to become Rangers, and you're wondering, when the hell are these teenagers going to become Rangers already? Come on already. And the idea of making the Rangers morph within the headquarters instead of giving them morphers was stupid. They were selling morphers in toy stores to promote the movie. Why did the movie use morphers like that in the movie? That would have been a much better idea. The whole point of the morpher is you're supposed to have something portable with you to use to morph. And they didn't do that. Instead, they have the teenagers morphing within the headquarters, which is stupid. I did like the design of the Zords, and I did like how the Megazord looked in the end, but let's talk about that climax. The climax is nothing more than a Krispy Kreme commercial. We gotta surround the Krispy Kreme. We gotta protect the Krispy Kreme. The MacGuffins in the Krispy Kreme. Ah, really? And you had Rita eating a Krispy Kreme donut? That was so stupid. It was one of the dumbest climaxes ever. And Goldar looked like a golden glob. What the heck was that? He didn't look anything like he did in the Mighty Morphin show. That's stupid. Whose bright idea was it to make Goldar look like a golden glob? Really? He looked worse than Doomsday from Batman v Superman. Oh, man. That was a shitty movie. I know I gave it I believe a B-, but it was still a terrible movie. It was not a good movie. Maybe if they decide to do a sequel, the sequel will be better, but I really don't like that Power Ranger movie. Now, let's talk about the next film, Kingsmen: The Golden Circle. Now, I loved Kingsman: The Secret Service. It was an excellent film. Colin Firth was excellent in it. Taron Egerton was awesome. Mark Strong was great. You had a great villain from Samuel L. Jackson. It was such an awesome movie, a great way to do a spy film. And you're bringing back Matthew Vaughn, the director, to direct the sequel. Awesome, because he didn't direct the Kick-Ass 2 movie. They had the guy that directed Boy Who Called Wolf, I believe, to direct the Kick-Ass 2 sequel, and it wasn't as good as Kick-Ass 1. So hearing Matthew Vaughn coming back to direct Kingsman 2, awesome. But it wasn't awesome. It was one of the most mediocre sequels ever. They killed off Roxy, which was stupid. You could have made that movie awesome if you made Roxy an equal partner to Taron Egerton's character, Eggsy. The two of them working side by side would have been awesome. With the Statesman, that would have been a great idea. But no. And he had way too many big-name celebrities in this movie working off of screen time. Channing Tatum doesn't even get any screen time, really, in this movie. He only has, like, one scene, really, and then he's called off because he gets sick from the poison that Julianne Moore's character has put in all the drugs. And they killed off Mark Strong's character, Merlin, at the end of the movie. I didn't really feel any impact when he died because Colin Firth is back. And bringing back Colin Firth was not a good idea. Even though Colin Firth was one of the best characters in the first movie, when he died in the first movie, that was a big impact and it helped move Eggsy forward as a character. Bringing Colin Firth back takes Eggsy backwards as a character. Even though Eggsy still does a pretty good job in the movie, Taron Egerton, and he had way too many big-name celebrities in this movie working off of screen time. Channing Tatum doesn't even get any screen time, really, in this movie. He only has, like, one scene, really, and then he's called off because he gets sick from the poison that Julianne Moore's character has put in all the drugs. And they killed off Mark Strong's character, Merlin, at the end of the movie. I didn't really feel any impact when he died because Colin Firth is back. And bringing back Colin Firth was not a good idea. Even though Colin Firth was one of the best characters in the first movie, when he died in the first movie, that was a big impact and it helped move Eggsy forward as a character. Bringing Colin Firth back takes Eggsy backwards as a character. Even though Eggsy still does a pretty good job in the movie, Taron Egerton, and him and Colin Firth do work very well off each other, it still felt wrong because you're basically just doing Men in Black 2. You're bringing back a guy that you gave a good send-off in the first movie, and you killed off the female agent. Just like in Men in Black 2, they got rid of the female agent that was going to be in the sequel instead because they wanted to keep together that chemistry, which is a stupid idea. And with Men in Black 2, Will Smith and that woman did have pretty good chemistry. They would have made a much better sequel. And with this movie, having Roxy and Eggsy working together with the Statesman would have been a much better idea. And Julianne Moore was not a good villain in the movie. She was a bad villain, really, because she spent all her time in that hidden headquarters, really. And those mechanical dogs really weren't all that great. And Elton John being a celebrity cameo through pretty much most of the movie, that was a bit much. I mean, he was funny in the movie, but he really didn't have to be in the whole movie, really. So, honestly, that wasn't a good movie at all. I know maybe they might be making a third Kingsman. Maybe that movie will be better than Kingsman Golden Circle, but it wasn't a good movie. One of the best characters I know was Tequila, Pedro Pascal's character, but then he turns out to be a villain at the end of the movie with his own agenda, and that didn't work out very well.